Welcome back, Duelists. Casual Duelist here, and sorry this wasn't up yesterday. I had to film it this morning. Unfortunately, I had to go to the hospital for an extreme allergic reaction, so yeah, day late, dollar short. I'm gonna make two videos for you guys today. The promised Magistus deck that I have in my right hand. And I'm going to be building or updating a deck that had some card inclusion in the Blazing Vortex. So I'm thinking I'm going to start with Ojamas because I like Ojamas. Then I'll probably give you guys Machinas, and then after that, probably the Dream Mirrors because I like those too. While trying to still incorporate all the videos I already said I wanted to do for this week. So I'll announce the this last week's giveaway winners in the next video, so not this one. So real quick, let's get you guys a Magistus deck profile, and I'm sure this is going to be pretty similar to a lot of people because again, there's some tech that just really does support this, and I don't feel like it's been around long enough for too much variation yet. So I do want to play some hand traps in the deck. So of course I'm going to be playing like 3 Ash Blossoms and 3 Effect Veilers. Those are going to be things. I am going to be running the 3 Crowleys, the Magistus of Grimoire. There's the Veilers. We are going to be running 3 Edmund, the Magistus of Mastery. A double Perform Age Trick Clown because I love it. Triple Rilliona, the Magistus of Air. The double Summoner Monk. Wish I had those foiled out. Kind of sad, but is what it is. Double Zoroa, the Magistus of Flame. Triple Zoroa, the Magistus of Flame. Off to the spells, you get the Call by the Grave, the Foolish Burial, the double Magistus Invocation, the double Thurgy, the triple Vritra, the Monster Reborn, the triple Book of Knowledge, as well as the double Spellbook of Secrets. Get your draw power up, and finish it out with a triple Trismegistus. So I'm pretty sure that's going to be basic just everywhere. I think some of the like the spice, I hate using that word. I think some of the tech options are really going to come in the extra deck. But again, this feels like there wasn't too much room for variation. So like I'm running double Iwis because again I had the double Invocation. I'm running the single Warlord Savage because of his pullback effect for negates. I am using the double Valram, the Magistus Divinity Dragon, because he's awesome. I'm using Exciton Knight just in case I get behind in the game. I got the double Ninaruru, the Magistus Glass Goddess, because she's pretty good. Triple Artemis, because she's kind of a starter. She's really a starter for this deck. I am running my normal Nightmares, the 1 Cerberus, 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn. Still running those guys, probably do that till forever. And I did end up slotting in Selene, Queen of the Master of Magicians, because we do have an Edmund named card, and she does have the ability to help you back out getting special summons from the hand and graveyard. And again, since the whole deck is, for the most part, spellcasters outside of, a couple of these extra deck cards, it just made sense, and why not? And for those of you who are playing like the Who's Who, yeah, Artemis is definitely Selene, which is definitely also Reflection. So, like, if you guys were playing that game at all. So for those of you who just stopped by for the quick deck profile, I hope that you guys have a good rest of your day. And if this helps out, if this was cool, if you enjoyed it, maybe hit me with a sub. Let your friends know. And see you guys on the next profile. Everybody else, let's talk over some of these options now. So we're going to start back with the main deck. We're going to go with the Ash Blossom again. This is the same thing that we keep saying. It's one of the best generic hand traps. This and Effect Veiler will take you the furthest. And I love how many people just keep telling me, emailing me, I'm tired of seeing Ash Blossom in every deck. I agree. I get it. But staple cards are staples for a reason. And between Dual Devastator and I think it was the Salamangreat Structure deck, I don't think there's really too much of an argument as to why more players don't own Ash Blossom. It was even in the latest gold pack too. I mean, honestly, I get it. $8 is still kind of pricey for a card, but We were buying dual devastators. We were buying them for like $30-ish a set, and that's what it was. It was a set. So I mean, I don't mean to be on my high horse about Ash Blossom, but like that's what I did. I invested the money. I got 3 of the set. I got 3 copies, and this is the only 3 copies I have, so it's fine. But this is going to help you stop a lot of plays, and since every deck has a tutor card, you really need something that's going to be able to generically attack as many decks as possible. Crowley, however, is actually pretty phenomenal. So you can set a spellcaster from your hand or face up on the field to special summon this guy from the hand. Once per turn, he could declare an attribute and change his attribute to that for the turn, which I believe would actually make a really good shark play, but I don't own him, so I couldn't play him. But it's really cool, especially because Edmund's water too, I believe. You can banish this card from the graveyard, target a Magistus you control. Equip it with 1 Magistus from the graveyard that's not a level 4. So the whole point of this deck is really using the extra deck as equipment, and then also using them as monsters. So this will allow me to equip my Magistus characters to somebody on the field. And you can use each effect once per turn. So he's pretty fantastic. And since there were so few Magistus, we just went ahead and we played all 4 of them at 3s. Valor, again, generic, very good. We're going to zap an opponent's monster effect during their turn. It's nothing quite like the original hand trap for Disruption. We got triple Edmund, the Magistus of Mastery. Boom, he was a water attribute, so I did remember that. Reading through the effect, target a Magistus that you control, equip it with a Magistus from the extra deck. Fantastic. Target a face-up spell you control, destroy it, and if you do, draw 1 card, then place 1 from your hand to the bottom of the deck. We'll probably see something a little bit later where that's a little more playable with the continuous cards in the deck. You can use each effect once per turn. It is interesting to see that it goes back to the deck rather than get discarded, though, and I enjoy effects that are different like that. Like back on my first video when we were talking about appliancers, I was impressed that when you were able to special summon the card back with, I want to say it was appliancer reuse, instead of getting banished when it leaves the field, it actually just went back to the deck. And it was cool. It's great to see Konami shake up effects every now and again. Yeah, there we go. We got the double trick clown again. If sent to graveyard, target a perform H, you'll target itself, special summon it, attack defenses become 0 over that turn, take 1,000 damage, whatever. We need the bodies, we want to overlay, we want to link. He's an extender, that's why we're going to use him, so he's good. We got Rilliona, the Magistus of Air, this one becomes Madame Vare. When this is normal or special summoned, activate 1 of these effects. We can either add a spell or trap Magistus from the deck to the hand, or return 1 of our banished level 4 or lower spellcasters to the graveyard. Additionally, you can banish this card from the graveyard, target a Magistus that you control, equip it with a Magistus from the graveyard, except a level 4. You can only use each effect once per turn. So, kind of the same thing that our boy Crowley was doing. Crowley was able to help us re-equip. Rilliona is going to help us re-equip, so that's good. We got Summoner Monk, 2 reasons. 1, we are running super spell heavy, so it wouldn't have made sense to not want him. And secondly, he's spellcaster, so he kind of fits the whole theming here. When it is, this card cannot be tributed. When it is normal or flip summoned, change it immediately to defense. And once per turn, you can discard that spell card, special summon a level 4 from the deck that can't attack this turn. But again, it's Summoner Monk. It's awesome. I love it. Real glad that we got to play it. So we got the 3 copies of Zoroa, or no, that's probably exactly how you pronounce that. And I love the art on this guy. Like, he doesn't really match up with anybody else in the lore right now. But it kind of reminds me of like a Hindu like fire god or something, and I love it. Almost like Hinakagasuchi, maybe. But definitely not. So the effect here is, number 1, this is our tuner for this deck. So he's going to allow us to go into Valrum and actually more or less into our Borreload Savage Dragon in that extra deck, which is going to be great for those like endgame effects. His effect, you can target a Magistus monster you control, equip it with a Magistus from the extra deck. If this card becomes equipped with a Magistus monster card, you can special summon a level 4 from your hand or graveyard in defense. Except same name, with effects negated, you may use each effect once per turn. He's another good starter or mid-game, so you're going to play him, you're going to equip him. Then if you're like me, you're going to equip him with like Artemis. You're going to go ahead, tutor a card, you're going to special summon back a character. Then you're going to sync play, go into your Borload Savage Dragon, and then you can bring back a Link monster and attach it to Borload and get your negate, right? So, I mean, Zoro is pretty good. Called by the Grave, we just want to stop our opponent graveyard effects and definitely hand trap or two. We got the Foolish Burial, helps us load the discard pile with a couple of our effects, because again, like you just saw with Zoroa, we are able to actually summon them back, or we can actually use the Perform Age Trick Clown at this point, and further extend our plays that way. Another good spell card here is the Magistus Invocation. This is what's going to allow us to play our fusion monsters. Fusion summon a fusion monster from the extra deck using monsters from the hand and or field as material, including a spellcaster. If summoning a Magistus fusion monster this way, you can also use monsters in your spell trap zones that are equipped to Magistus monsters. You can only activate one Magistus Invocation per turn. And again, if you're going through the same thing with like a Zoroa play, this will allow you to not exactly lose that initial extra card. You'll be able to, again, if you already had another one, let's say you had Edmund as well, Edmund might be equipped, Zoroa would be equipped, you would have brought somebody back, you could do this, quick fuse, you just need 2 to go to Iwas, and then you could go into your Savage, or do any other play that you really wanted to. I only ran this at 2, because I didn't want to base it on just the fusion monsters, if that makes sense. Even though Iwas is actually pretty fun. We do have Thurgy, 2 copies of Thurgy. This is a quick play in our deck. So with this one, we get to target one Magistus monster that we control, equip it with a Magistus monster that's not a level 4 from the extra deck, graveyard, or face up on the field. If you have at least one each Magistus Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, and Link in the graveyard, you can equip it with one non-Magistus Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link monster from your extra deck instead. You can only activate Magistus Thurgy once per turn. And this actually can present another really good play, but I don't own the card. And so I almost thought about throwing Armory Arm in here just to be fun, but I chose not to. I just wanted to keep this deck nice and simple. But this is a really good, and again, this will allow you to, again, play those other cards back. Thurgy can help you get back into a Magistus Invocation off the same types of plays. So Thurgy's not bad. Vritra, target one level 4 or lower Magistus in the graveyard. Special summon it. If a Magistus cards in the graveyard, in your spell trap zone would be destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you banish this from your graveyard instead. You may use each effect once per turn. And it's really good. It's our Monster Reborn. That's why we want to have Monster Reborn as well. We got 4 extenders this way, and we have a way to kind of protect our spell trap portion of our characters. And then real quick, you're going to use the Knowledge, Spellbook of Knowledge. It allows you to send to the graveyard a spellcaster that you control or another spellbook from the hand or face up on the field to draw 2 cards. You can only get 1 of each spellbook in a turn, and the only reason for the secrets is to sort of make it so that we get to the Spellbook of Knowledge faster. It does help thin the deck. I like a 3-to-2 ratio. Because obviously you might start your hand with one of these, then draw into both of these, and then they're dead draws unless you have the ability to toss them. So that is that. And the last card, this is our continuous, this is the Trismegistus. The first time each Magistus monster equipped with an equipped card would be destroyed by battle each turn. It is not. You can only use one of the following effects per turn and only once that turn. During the main phase, you can special summon a level 4 from the hand spellcaster, which is great for starting all of our combinations. And secondly, you can send this face-up card to the graveyard, special summon any number of Magistus with different names from your hand. So also fantastic. And this will let us actually jump the field and go straight into playing all of our tech in our extra deck. So, real quick, let's go to the extra deck. We got Double Iwis. Now, he's a Magistus plus spellcaster, or in my world, it's just any two Magistus, but so it is. While this card is an equipped card, the equipped monster will gain 1,000 attack and defense. Very good. During the main phase, as a quick effect, you can target another face-up monster on the field, equip this card you control to it, and if that happened to be an opponent's monster, take control of the equipped monster while not being able to activate its effects. And you can use each effect once per turn. Now, that is amazing. And it is a great tech to be able to take an opponent's monster, and it could be a reason for you to get, say, maybe with the Trick Clown, take it down to a, take him down to a single and maybe add a third invocation, just to more or less play this faster. But it's a good card, and I think you guys will enjoy it. The Borreload Savage Dragon, tuner plus non-tuners, got to get it up to 8 stars. If this card is synchro summoned, equip one link from the graveyard to it, and place borrow counters on this card equal to the link rating. Gain attack equal to half the attack of the monster equipped by the effect, and when your opponent activates a card or effect as a quick effect, remove a borrow counter from this to negate the activation. You can use that effect once per turn. So if we are using our cards, okay. So Artemis would give us a 400 power bonus with 1 negate. Cerberus will give us an 800 power bonus with 2 negates. We will get, 950 and 2 negates. 1100 and 3 negates. And I really don't want to try to figure out half of that off the top of my head, but it's like 925 and 3 negates. So Borreload Savage Dragon in this deck is actually really good. Even if you only get the 1 negate, you're generally going to have Artemis already laying around in the discard pile by the time you go to play this anyway. So it's always going to be a good plus for you. You're going to have Varum, tuner non-tuners, again, 8. While this is an equipped card, the equipped monster cannot be destroyed by your opponent's spells or traps. You can use each of the following effects once per turn. If the synchro summoned card is destroyed, destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls at the start of the damage step. If the monster this card is equipped to battles an opponent's monster, you may destroy that monster. So it kind of makes it like a much better Cataster, and confuses me in how you're actually going to beat it. Except it could still be targeted by spells and traps. It just can't be destroyed by them. So I guess anything that's like a monster effect, obviously, but like things like Book of Moon would actually be very opportune against a card like this. And again, I ran 2. Again, I was running the Exciton Knight, just in case I get behind. Rank 4 is very easy to make in this deck, and it was because it was designed to. So I just run him. And then you got Ninaruru. Now, Ninaruru's got some good effects. When this is an equipped card, the equipped monster can make up to 2 attacks every battle phase, which is great. And you can use the following effects once per turn. So, I can detach material from it, target a level 4 or higher spellcaster in my graveyard. Add it to my hand. Why does it say that? Because, obviously, I can take this card back, and I could play this in any spellcaster deck. So, like those Witchcrafters I built right around Spooktober, get a benefit from playing Ninaruru. Anyway, you add that to your hand, and then when this is when this card is equipped to a monster, you can target 1 Magistus card in your spell trap zone, and 1 spell trap your opponent controls, and blow them both up, which is fantastic. It's basically going to target itself to destroy another card. So that's going to help us with the back row just a little bit. Artemis, probably the best. Link 1, like I said, level 4 lower spellcaster, so it could be used in any deck. If another Magistus monster is normal or special summoned while you control this card, except during the damage step, Target one of those monsters and equip this card you control to it. While this card is equipped to a monster, you may add one Magistus from your deck to your hand. You can use each effect once per turn. You can only special summon Artemis once per turn. So as long as you can keep the monster alive that's equipped with her, guys, you can tutor with it every turn. I'll let that sink in about why this is so good and why this card should be maybe just a little pricier once this deck actually does win a tournament. So as soon as somebody breaks that into regionals, I'm sure we'll see a little bit of a price bump. Again, the Nightmares, Cerberus takes care of special summon monsters. Phoenix will help take care of a back row, and Unicorn will seal a card back into the opponent's deck, each time at the cost of one card from your hand on link summoning. And when you do this, again, the Performage Trick Clown will be used as an extension to discard him. Yeah, you're going to take the 1,000 damage by damage, not a payment. But you'll get that extra character to the board and be able to move forward. And the last card, Celine. Again, we use her because Edmund really is in the deck. Where are you? There you are. And how we play this. 2+ monsters, including a spellcaster. So it's just always going to be 3 monsters for us. If this card is link summoned, place spell counters on it equal to the number of spells on the field and in the graveyards. While an Edmund Carter card is on the field, your opponent's monsters cannot target this for attacks. Once per turn during the main phase, quick effect, remove 3 counters from this. Special summon a spellcaster from your hand or graveyard in face-up defense to a zone this card points to. Again, if Edmund has, maybe 1 or 2 Iwis on him, or Iwis and Valram, he's going to be a little more powerful. Could protect her, but honestly, we're looking for the extra summoning. So I just thought it would be fun to toss her in there. So guys, that is the Magistus deck. Again, sorry, it's a day late. Hopefully it's not terrible. And I'm going to get to work on the Ajamas. I'll have that out sometime this evening. And I'll pick those winners by then too. So I'll see you guys later.